Hi, Kyla. We're back for the last bit. I'm just
Hi.
reshaping my balanced books.
Right. Yeah. Hi. Did
So,
you do an introduction for this part as well?
me, oh,
Yeah.
how nice of you to ask. But in a way, yes, I just wanted you to carry on, like
Oh.
extemporizing and expressing yourself.
Thanks. Thanks for letting me do that. It's a rare occasion. Um. Well, what we're on about now. Or should we finish off what we were just saying before then?
Yeah,
Seeing if you were on about that, and then I'll go into that other bit.
yeah.
So we were just on a. We were just on about. Well, I'll let you talk about it. You were going to say, weren't you?
Yeah, well, it was like I loved that theme where you were bringing up like, what do you feel about me?
Oh yeah.
How do you see me? How do I see you? How do I experience you actually, as opposed to seeing and perspectivizing? How are we experiencing one another? And I just sort of said, like, the truth is, we are already loving human beings. Everyone is. You don't need to go on a workshop for it. But we have been battered since we came into this thing called life, planet Earth, with programming and stuff. And one key thing for me as well was to say out loud that although I'd sussed out loads of it, like many people have, there was this day in the last year where I looked into something so dark on a particularly really dark theme, and I didn't know where to go with it. And except for I thought, oh my God, the only person I know that's going to be able to stomach this is Kyla, because I knew that you would hold space for me and I could like bawl my eyes out, feel like I couldn't cope with it, what I was
Mhm.
finding out, and that you weren't going to explain it away, put it in a tidy box, or say you shouldn't think about that, Morven. You need to go and tell
Yeah.
someone else about that. The fact that you held space for me in a park one afternoon, and in fact, I think I remember us like, you gave me an enormous hug and I had a massive cry, and we felt like that lots together. This should be a normal everyday occurrence on planet Earth, to hold someone in agony and grief and to
Mm.
hold space for one another without saying, your expert is over there, fuck off.
Yeah.
Me no want to deal with you. Me no want to deal with you. And,
Yeah.
so I'm really grateful, Kyla, and that to me is precious.
Oh, well, I'm glad that, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that I could be there for you. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Like you said, it's not something that you're supposed to have to find money to get. This is what we naturally do, like what we would naturally do.
Yeah. As a human with a human.
Yeah. And I guess, like, because everything's being made, like, everything's mimicking us. So
Yeah.
your therapists and that are mimicking what humans would usually do when before the systems were in place and that. So everything's mimicking. So
Yeah.
even like fruits, if you get a packet of sweets like Starburst, they mimic all the fruits like apple, strawberries, and so
Yeah.
on, like that. I'm just a bit exemplary, but I'm so glad I could be there for you. And I don't know why I'm like, what has happened to me? Why am I like that? Where it's like, I don't know.
That's
But
natural for you and it's natural for me.
But why can we take like these dark topics we are running away from him? I don't know why.
I don't know why
Because I
either.
don't know why we can't have we go to nobody with him in it and we aren't getting it explained away and that. I don't know answer to that yet. But I'm just so like I said, it's so precious to me. Like like our friendship and that and people what are actually will actually like be there with you during not just the great times, but actually the more distraught times. And don't need to do all. You might just sit there next to you or whatever. And you definitely don't need to say you've got the solution and you need to start doing this, that, and other. So yeah,
Yeah.
you just need to need to know somebody's there, which is like
Yeah.
you actually don't need to. You actually it can just actually be a stranger you've never met who's text half an hour we are. So anyway, that's what I mean about humans naturally would be like that.
I love the way you said that. I really want to like reiterate that with my voice too. So it was just something popped on the screen. When you said everything in the outside world is mimicking who we already are and all the our actual human nature.
Yeah, like phones and how we usually communicate, everything.
Everything, you know, and like we cannot pretend we're living like that. Like you said, it's like our actual human nature would be to do it all together and with one another and hold space for one another. If there was a fire, the tribe would put out the fire. If there was a something, the tribe would sit together. Somebody needs to start crying and having their back rubbed. They don't need to be told to go somewhere else and pay for it. That is the human nature. And now we're supposed to imagine that that human nature is unacceptable. It needs to become something else, ascended, evolved, trans, whatever, just a whole new package of lies. And this is a key point to me that you've made, which is when we're with one another, it's almost like the worst thing that anyone can do is say, I've got the solution. Shush, I've got the solution. No one's got any solutions right now in 2023, September 2023. If people are being honest, there aren't solutions right now. We're at this bit where we bring out our voices together and hold space with one another. And it's like that, isn't it? You know, when you talked about balance, Kyla, human with human, level, playing field, not here's the suffering human and here's the fixer human.
Exactly.
And then you swap places or no, human with human expressing how
respecting the other one and the value they bring, because everyone's got value, you know what I mean? Everyone,
it's our nature. That is the value.
It's our creativity. It's what we do. We just create. And everybody's got that. It's not like, you're so right about the hierarchy thing and the energetic effect that has. Because I know they won't be doing it to obviously try and usually, you know, like they won't be doing it to like fuck people up. They're obviously trying to help, but there is another energetic atmosphere going on with that hierarchy thing and what it does to the other person. So you don't really bring them on board with you. You know what I mean? So and so another thing, I mean the probably last thing that I wanted to bring forward is it's a little bit more about the theme of people trying to silence us, what and it tells me someone just from S2, like just, you know, a rough area, no money. Obviously I'm very wealthy inside myself, but you know what I mean, if somebody was, you know, they'd look at me and think, well, you really, you're not exactly powerful or whatever, even though I am powerful, but do you know what I mean? So basically it's telling me that with the lengths that they're going to, people out there to get us to be quiet, whether it's the people around us what are doing it unconsciously because like they're in pain and they're taking it personal, or whether it's others that are a bit further out wide what are like strategically trying to get us to stop talking for their own agenda. So as we both talked about, we spotted some like stuff going on in the like spiritual field where things are getting put out now, weird things are getting put out, and they're being wrote like online, where they've got loads of followers, like these sort of leaders and that, and they're subtly sort of getting a message out there that about people that are speaking out, and they're going against it, and sort of like getting their followers to, you know, like discouraging these sort of spiritual leaders are discouraging people from speaking out at this time in at this crucial time. So I feel like because everyone's already been so oppressed and still are, and we've got the very real sort of like the government encroachment over the whole globe, pushing in people into a digital grid, and at this point in time, you've got spiritual leaders or whatever they call themselves, if that's even what they are, because it's just a text on screen. I don't know.
It's just some writing.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Could be AI. You know, it could be a computer doing it. I don't know. Because they don't really seem real. But anyway, so I've noticed is there's people out there now that are writing in riddles, confusing, and they're making it sound all positive. And we both noticed this. And underneath under the energetic undertone of what they're saying is, when you see people speak out, just basically just discouraging it. They're discouraging it, saying it's not, you know, putting it down, belittling it, saying they just need to get it out. Don't listen to them, blah 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 blah. And I think this is very devious.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, on here, which whether people hear or not, I don't know. I see what you're doing. I see straight through all this lingo, talking about love, light, and slipping it subtly in, because I'm very good at that stuff. I can see straight through it. And the understory is, and not just me that's worked, it's not just me that's worked this out.
Yeah.
But it's others that I've shown it to, and they can see straight away the understory, and the real message underneath is keep quiet. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be, you don't need to shout out loud, telling people that they don't need to shout. So if you've just been through abuse that 10 minutes ago, you don't need to shout out loud about it. I'm very, very disturbed, but I see what they're doing. I'm just here to say, we see what you're doing, and therefore that's my way of nipping it in bud. So you can write these sort of, see, there's this quote, I'll read it out, it'll be easier. Just a second. Oh, I'm sorry. Right. This short meme. It's never about the words you say. It's always about the energy, emotions, and intentions behind them. People can feel them. All right. So when people's writing these sorts of like riddles, but really they've got like nasty intentions behind them, everybody feels it. You feel it.
Yeah.
If you've been in knobhead online, everybody knows you're being knobhead. If you phrase a sentence in a certain way and you're feeling shit, it'll come out in your fucking sentence. So what I'm disturbed about is some of these have got 100,000 followers, and they're wheedling in some subtle undertones into this love and light. Let God do this, let God do that. God do. And why are you imposing that onto all these different followers? So I think there's some forceful stuff going on, which is disguised as love and light, basically. And it reminds me of, like I say, I'm not religious, but like it reminds me of the Bible book, where it's like, beware of false light or false teachers. Yeah, false teachers, false prophets in the end times. Now that's a storybook, and that's not, I'm not saying, you know, it's true or false. I'm not really bothered about getting into that. I'm just saying, like, the idea of that is actually real. It's real. So I just wanted to say, we see what you're doing. We can see the energy through it. Even if someone's in front of you, they can be smiling, because we've still got our senses intact. We can see that they're really crying inside. So don't be trying to play these games online. And that's the message to all these fuckers what are doing that, because we can see straight through it. And you might have got a lot of followers and a few bots on your posts, what are saying, we love you, thank you, we love you, thank you, you know, to these statuses, and you might have got a lot more than me. I might have got 7 comments. You might have got 750.
Or 1.5K, Kyla.
Oh, yeah.
2K.
But guess what? You've got a lot of fucking... Basically, you've got... It's like sheep. And what they're getting out of that, they're not even... Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just blank following. It's blank following. And actually, I can see that some of the stuff being said from the love and light sort of community, I know this is only one community, but I'm just saying, I see it. It's imposing onto other people now.
Yeah.
People might say I impose onto people, but actually, I'm doing it in a way where I'm expressing what I want and what how I see things.
Yeah.
I'm not running around saying you must do this or you must think like this. I'm saying I think like this. So that's what I wanted to say on that.
I really love that, Kyla. I couldn't resonate more with what you're saying, as is the fashionable phrase on planet Earth today. I really resonate with what you say. But
yeah.
I really want to, you know, add my own harmonies and melodies on this theme. And when you were speaking, what was sort of like arising for me was this feeling of like, oh my God, this is as painful as a newborn baby. When a newborn baby arrives on this planet, the first sound is wah! It's
God,
just
yeah.
sound.
That's
the
so
sound.
true.
I am here. I am alive. I exist.
Yeah.
And
So,
I might be oversimplifying just because we haven't got time. Okay, yes, the baby's going to go to the mum's breast or whatever. But after that, when a child makes a sound, what happens? It's this. It's
yeah.
a dummy. It's a boob. It's a something. And this awful feeling of like that child is making a sound which equals there's something wrong, which equals it must be shushed. And that's even repackaged as a compassion.
That's the same thing what's happening now as adults, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's like you said, there are many people, beings, entities, don't know what you would call it, using online channels to insert an understory and an overstory that
you can't see it through the words because it all is written.
Yeah.
You've got to have certain eyes to see, and do you know what I mean? See through it.
Yeah, and I call it the felt sense. You know, I call it felt sense.
Yeah,
I don't like the word. I don't like the word reperspectivize or perspective, because for me it's like perspectives are about looking at things physically with the physical eyes. Like I can see the the leaves on my plant.
Yeah.
Perspectives, because I'm actually looking from different angles. My felt sense is something different, and so what you're saying is the bit that upsets me the most, which is some of us are claiming our right to make sound, and we're finding that the nannies and the childcare assistants, just to use those expressions, are saying, children, don't listen to those ones. You put in your dummy and your pacifier. I am going to be your mummy for this Facebook post.
Wow. That is so fucking true.
Isn't it?
And then the question is why? Why do you need to do that? What is your reason for that?
Yeah, what's your intention, guys? What's your intention? What is your energetic intention? And why? Who's handling you? Are you handling you? Is someone else handling you? Is it a program handling you? You know,
that's really well explained. Good example.
Yeah, good example.
You want people to shut up. The only people what want people to shut up is not only, but one of them is one sets of people is abusers. They don't want you to say out about it.
About the fact that you've been raped, stabbed, murdered, stolen from.
They want you to be quiet.
Yeah.
So I'm not feeling it. And that's why I've, come away from a lot of these sort of spiritual teachers are out listening to them and all that lot, because I've just seen through it, they're doing some dodgy things, and they're only talking about certain things, and they, like you said, being the like nanny to millions of people, nannying them. But we don't need that. We just need to like be authentic like this, like, and move from there.
Yeah,
So,
and it's a fucking cheek, actually. It's like, how
it's very
dare you
belittling.
close others down? How dare you put a pacifier in someone's mouth when they've already chosen?
Trust me, it's not to do with you. It's not to do with them. If they want to be quiet, be quiet.
But don't keep advertising it and telling everyone else to do it.
Don't be telling millions of people that that's what they need to do. Like we're saying, and people can look back at our shit, we would like to be able to speak to more people in this sort of way. We're not saying, we're not going around back getting a baseball bat, whacking people on head saying, you better talk like us.
Or else, yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing like threats and that. We're just putting it out there for anybody else that needs this. And that's it. It's not like trying to coerce people. So
that's it. I really like the fact that you brought it straight back to the fucking point again, which is, it's abusers that want people to shush.
Yeah.
It's an abusive energy that is being ubiquitously sprinkled via these online channels, abusive energies which and it doesn't matter what the understory is, whether it's you're saying whether it's the message is shush and meditate, or
do whatever,
edge, or shush, but listen to me every time. That's their message all the time, because they're expecting the attention, they're expecting to be heard so that they can get the message out. So if their message is shush and meditate, shush and donate, shush and attend to nature, shush and something, but for fuck's sake, don't use your own voice.
And it just shows you. Yeah, it shows you. It must be powerful. This what we're doing. It must be. Maybe we don't see how powerful it really is.
Yeah, I mean, to me, there's just a few of us that have decided to reveal ourselves in our human nature, what I call my human nature. Yeah.
And it's good. It's a beautiful thing, and it saves me anyway when I'm pissing about in this world. It's helping us. We're getting a benefit out of it, and being able to express yourself in a safe place. And it's really positive. So it must be really powerful. It must be, because going to that, and these teachers going to them lengths to not let us talk about anything like this. I think that's weird. Because if anybody's watched this, and if anybody watches it and goes on and thinks, bloody hell, them two are dangerous, we need to get them to stop talking about this or that. I'd like to know what it is. What is so dangerous about what we're saying? Do you know what I mean? Unless you're a fucking abuser.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not right in any shape or form. It cannot be reperspectivized. To attempt to shush people is abuse.
Weird.
We've had the whole planet locked down in 2020. Barely anyone can go anywhere. The cost of living is escalating for their poisoned foods. The planet's being set fire to and flooded, since we were children. Not since 2020, since we were children. Not since 2020. My lineage has already lived through. I was working this out the other day. My grandmother was 6 years old when the First World War ended. 6 years old when it ended. My mother was born at the end of the Second World War. And here's the third generation of women. That's only just 3 I've mentioned that's living through another war. So don't expect me to shush.
Yeah, and even in the stories about the wars and that, people what kept quiet, what what allowed people to get killed and that, allegedly. It's just really weird that they want people like us to be quiet. about these things we're bringing forward.
But they can want it all they like.
There's a
They
lot.
can want it. Carry on wanting it. It's not happening, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that anyway. So yeah. You want to say anything else?
No, I feel like we've come like a musical symphony. We've come to like the cadence. Do you feel like that? Do you want to say anything else?
No, I've said my piece today.
You've brought forth your cosmic symphonic human voice.
Yep. Thanks for letting me do that somewhere.
Yeah, well, obviously ditto. I'm really glad we made the time to be there for one another and with one another.
Yeah, and there's no like weird sort of games with us and agendas. If you feel like, well, I don't like this, like earlier you said, well, I don't agree with that, let me tell you what it is. And I was like, yeah, what is it? And
Yeah.
that were it. We just address it there and then. We're very straightforward, and I think that's what makes it easier. You're straightforward, I'm straightforward.
Yeah.
And if any of us is another thing I probably would say is like, I feel like a lot of people, and it's not to diss them, I'm just acknowledging it. If they've been hurt by something, they'll probably just like not address it, not speak to that. They won't feel they can speak to that person and just like go and make a Facebook video about it or something. When they could have spoke to that person about it. Now, not everybody's approachable to speak to, and some people are scared to do it.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about us. I think that's what helps us be able to move forward and talk about very important topics. Because if we need to say something to one another about, well, what do you mean by this? Or
Yeah.
that's hurt me actually. This is why. And just go from there. So I feel like being straightforward is just with each other. You can't do it with everyone because you can't, because you can try it, but you won't always get received thingy with everyone that well with this. But I feel like it's good that we have got that. It's really special, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to lick your Ross, you're not trying to lick mine.
Not exactly. And one thing that's really worth like celebrating as precious as well is that our friendship, relationship, whatever label anyone wants to put on it, it is growing in terms of us
Yeah,
understanding one another's way of
yeah,
communicating, because we do communicate in different ways, and that's precious and different and needs to be honored. But the more we communicate together, the more I feel like I really understand what Kyla means when she says that. I don't have to keep asking, what do you mean? What do you mean? But there
yeah,
are times that I'll have to say, I don't see it like that. What do you mean though? What do you mean? And
yeah,
I'm trying to say, I want to keep honoring how uncomfortable it is, and for people to
yeah.
know that that is the normal.
That's friendship, like getting to know each other and
Yeah.
getting to know what somebody else thinks or what they feels or what
Yes.
they feel. It's so important to be able to move forward, because I think a lot of people just get stuck in arguments, and not
Yeah.
what to
It's
do with
hurting.
what their real intention is, because their real intention is good. They want to move on, do this, like, so everyone wants to be out of suffering, don't they? So, but yeah, it's really important to like this what we're doing and what we've got is yeah, it's definitely very special. Yeah.
It's so precious. It is our human nature. And I hope that more and more of us will, sit in this kind of sacred communication space with one another. So yeah, I've got nothing to say now.
Yeah, that's it. We're all talked out, and that's it. Hopefully someone listens and gets something from it.
Yeah, and feels that they are allowed to do the same for themselves
Yeah,
with others.
yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
yeah, really.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, my gorgeous Kyla friend.
Thanks to you too. Great conversation, and we'll
Yeah,
catch up soon then.
we'll speak soon again. Yeah. Thanks, Kyla.
All
I'm going to
right
stop the
then.
recording. So bye, everyone that's
All
listening.
right. See you later, guys. See you. Bye. Bye, love. Bye.
Bye, darling.